keep them nice and warm and stop the heat loss, because if you feel that, that's very warm. There's a lot of wasted heat coming from there, and just something as simple as that will save a few £100 a year.
Easy savings in a modern boiler room, but Ken soon discovers how decrepit the school's ancient heating system really is.
Do these work in general, Jerry? Are they just basically on and off valves? They're not thermostats?
They are, but we don't encourage them to switch them on and off. Because of the age of the building, we do get a lot of problems with the valves and what have you. They tend to switch them on and off.
Basically, when they're hot in this classroom, the alternative is to put the air conditioning on and not turn off the radiators. Is that correct?
Yeah.
OK.
Yeah.
So we have a serious problem.
Back at Swanshurst School, some advice for Jordan and Alicia about improving the school's grounds.
How green is the school in terms of its grounds?
Pretty much concrete.
Right, and don't get put up, but see whether there is ways of greening up the site in any way, even if it is just a small bit like a garden, or if you've got perimeter fence that could have some hedge material put into the perimeter fence, which would have, again, a double bonus. It would provide you with habitat for the wildlife. It would also provide you screening from the outside of the fence and look better than just a bare fence for a start-off.
Today's meeting was so helpful, just to see how another school have done it from the start, from the stage that we are at. That's where they were about 3 years ago. We're going in the right direction and we're doing things in the right order. It's really, really comforting and encouraging to see that.
It's lunchtime now. Good opportunity to do a snapshot of what's going on in the classrooms during the lunchtime. And we'll see what energy saving measures we can find in here. Be looking for a slight dip, which will reflect shutting down lights, PCs, equipment in school classrooms over the lunchtime period. Mr. Bennett. Deputy Head.
Deputy Head.
Lights on. Spotlight on. PC in standby mode. You can tell just by the little orange light there. And the lights, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 4. Another PC monitor in standby mode. That's in standby mode as well. All these little bits add up. Mr. Bennett is in trouble. Look at them all! Every single PC, you can see the flashing green light on the screen. You can see the red illuminated mouse. Everything is on standby instead of actually being completely off. Very simply, just flick switch, flick switch, flick switch. Energy savings in the bag. The nice monitor here that is not actually on standby, it's actually on screensaver. And there's this misconception that screensavers save energy. Wrong. In a lot of instances, screensavers increase energy consumption. Do not leave PCs on screensaver.
Castle Vale has more than 400 PCs, so there's huge scope for saving money.
Assuming 50% of the PCs are left in screensaver, and we take them off screensaver and just turn them off, out of office, out of normal operational hours within the school, you're looking at savings of £10,000 a year.
Incredible.
10 grand is a big return for very little investment. But for Castle Vale, going green's not just about saving money. It's about engaging pupils in a process that aims to transform attitudes and practice right through the school. So meet 4 new members of the Green team, 2 boys and 2 girls from years 9 and 10. Their role is to be figureheads representing 800 students. Ken's got plenty for them to get their teeth into.
If we implement the right procedures and policies and disciplines within this school, we can save £10,000. That's approximately 28 tonnes of carbon dioxide. Picture 28 hot air balloons in the sky. That is how much CO2 this school can save in a year in carbon dioxide by improving the management of the PCs. Today I'm very much focused on the quick wins, and I'm particularly concerned about the classrooms. You've got security grills on the windows. You can't really get to the radiators, you can't really turn the radiators off, and now we're having to turn on air conditioning to cool the room down, so we're heating the room and we're cooling the room, and it's costing us energy to get rid of energy, and it's crazy.
It's exactly like you said, the radiator's on full blast, the aircon's going and they can't get the window open.
Yeah.
Those grills you talked about, we've got those open this afternoon.
Yeah.
turn the aircon off, turn the radiator off, and open the window.
Wonderful!
Getting back to your quick hits, if we put the responsibility for lights and computers and PCs in your hands in the classroom, and that you are the ones who tell your teachers when they are doing bad for the environment and bad for the school and bad for, the cost of running the place, it'll make us switch the things off.
And go around maybe with some posters and stickers saying, "We caught you. Let's name and shame."
Yeah, we could name and shame the teachers, which would be good. But I think the pupils that are in charge of it, who are doing well, should get prizes.
Absolutely,
as well.
absolutely.
And that was Amanda's idea,
Absolutely,
which was really good.
It happens when I'm at home. If my little brother sees that I do something and I get something for it, he'll want to do it just because he's going to get something.
Absolutely. There's a lot to do and you can't do it all at once, and you mustn't do it all at once because you're all very busy people and we've got to face it and we've got to plan it and we've got to target it and we've got to be successful at this.
Ken is encouraged by the school's honesty and commitment. After a long day, he sums up his feelings.
They've been very open, they've been very frank. They could have hidden some of the things today from me. They could have put on a show, so to speak, but they didn't. They showed me all as it was. And now we've drawn a line in the sand. We said, right, OK, now we know where we were. We know what we've got to do. Now is the time to change. And hopefully over the next 2 or 3 months, we can show progress graphically on what we've saved.
It's Monday morning and Jordan's in early. He's rather subdued after Ken's forensic examination of Castlevale's lack of green credentials. He's chivying form tutors. He wants them to nominate green champions for each tutor group.
Most teachers are interested in getting this done. Unfortunately, there are a handful who really don't see the environment as an issue and aren't particularly interested in it. I'm just going to keep moaning at them until if I moan at them enough, they'll want me off their back and they'll nominate those kids, and then it'll be the kids' job to ensure that form room is looked after, because the kids are a lot more enthusiastic about this project than some of the teachers are.
Staff briefing and Clive Owen spreading the message. He's trying to live up to the role of Green Master Guardian.
First of all, just a quick message about the things we're doing around energy conservation and whatever. Just to let you know that we've got somebody coming out today to see what we can do about sighting a paper skip, because I know it's now piling up in your classrooms and in various places around the school. And just to warn you again that the Year 10s who are going around with their clipboards regarding checking up on you regarding monitors and lights in rooms will be around. As you know, we had the energy survey last week, and with Ken Heaton of Mighty, and he's putting together some sort of idea for us for how much we can save by switching off lights and checking monitors and computers are off. But in the meantime, when you move away from your monitor, if you can make sure you do switch it off, if you're going out of your room for more than a moment or two, actually switch off your lights. It'll make a dramatic difference in terms of our recycling and energy use. Thank you very much.
A local paper recycling firm has agreed to provide the school with a skip, and the local council will pay for its collection. But it needs to be sited in the right place. It'll have to go next to the school's main waste skip.
If you could get the council vehicle to pull his forward to the front of the bay, and then when our vehicle comes to deliver, we'll slot it in behind. And then whenever we come to empty, our drivers will have to move your bin out of the way, put it down, empty ours, and then put this one back again. I think that's probably the only way we're going to work it. Only paper goes into this container. One thing you won't be able to do is collect it in a black sack and throw it into our bin. Because the paper will go direct to the paper mill in the truck, and it'll be tipped directly there, and they'll use it straight away. There won't be any sorting, so we can't have plastic bags or anything like that.
So we've got to make sure that we do that effectively.
That's right, yeah.
So Jordan Kelly's got the paper recycling underway, and Ken's initial feedback after his green audit produces some exciting facts and figures. Momentum is building.
I think our next week is really about what can we do about getting the skip active, so they can actually start each day bringing paper down, getting it in there, so they start to see that building up and filling. And then alongside that, ask them maybe to work on switching off lights and putting computers, monitors off, those kind of issues, which is, I mean, according to Ken, is going to make a massive difference in terms of
Huge
savings.
Amounts. Just the lights, the computers, and a tiny bit on printers and stuff is over £9,000 a year.
You're talking pretty well at an admin level, half a member of staff there.
Yeah.
And if that means we can bring a member of staff in and buy those savings or invest in computers or whatever it might be, it's well worth doing, massively worth doing.
That's just the quick hits. Obviously, we're going to have the Green Champions as a reminder soon. Still waiting for a few form tutors to get back in touch, but I'm sending out moany emails.
Fierce reminders now, Jordan. Yeah, it's really important we get those because we want to keep the impetus going. I think those 2 Green Champions in each form will make a big difference because they're going to be kids who are passionate about it.
And unfortunately, there's some forms have had their Green Champions for 2 weeks now, and they're just sitting there doing nothing whilst we wait for the rest of the guys to nominate theirs.
Those fierce reminders do the trick. It's 1 month into the project and Jordan's finally got all his Green Champions. Time to brief them on their new roles and responsibilities.
Now I'm going to introduce you to these guys. They're working quite closely with me to keep everyone on track. You are going to be in charge of your form rooms. In the mornings, you get there, and if the lights are on and your teacher isn't there, your form tutor isn't there, when they get there, you just have a bit of a moan at them for leaving their lights on.
Fair, but some of the teachers lock the doors on, yeah?
Okay, so if the door's locked and the lights are on, then you have to have an extra big moan for me, okay? Because that means that no one can get in and turn it off.
What should we do if we go past any classroom and it's on and no one's in there?
Yep, similarly, if no one's in there and the lights are on, just the lights, switch the lights off, okay? After school, do the same. Pop back quickly. If the lights are on and there's no one there, just switch them off. Each form room's going to have a big tub for recycling paper. It's your teacher's job to fill that tub, but it's going to be your job to empty it. At the end of the year, we're going to have some rewards for the form rooms that are doing the best. If you don't do too well, we'll name and shame you and your form tutor in one of the assemblies.
Jordan's Green Army is on the march. Its mission to make sure that teachers and pupils begin to behave in a much more sustainable way. In just 3 weeks, Castlevale School has already taken some significant steps. They set up a green team, seen an energy survey carried out to identify some quick and easy ways of saving money. And they've got staff and students to start changing their behaviour. But PCs are left on standby, and lights are being left on. There's a long way to go yet. As you'll find out in the next programme, what may seem straightforward on paper isn't always easy in practice.
I was a little bit disappointed, to tell you the truth, that they not grab the bull by the horns and let's get this monitoring and targeting in.
And changing the attitudes and behaviour of staff is going to be one of Green Champion Jordan Kelly's biggest challenges.
I'd like just to explain why you've left your lights on in the classroom at break time.